Hi y'all, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, and today I have a snowman light up decor sign that I am going to be making. I did have another project, but the kids ended up breaking a bunch of the ornaments for it, so that is not going to be in this video. I apologize. This is DIY number 1, and the only one I have for you today. Here I took some different round pieces. You could use plates, you could use the chargers, just about anything round, and I just sort of outlined those to give myself a general idea on my piece of wood of where I was going to be painting and creating the snowman. Now, I end up using coins to do the outline to give me a general idea of where I would want the pieces for the mouth and the eye and so on and so forth. But once I actually get this painted, I can't see any of that, so it was sort of pointless and a waste of my time. But it did sort of give me a general idea of what I wanted it to look like before I did get started. So it's all up to you on whether you do that or not. Now here I'm just taking my ruler and marking out where I want the hat to be, how I want my spacing to be, and just getting a rough idea with my pencil on what I want it to look like. Now here I'm taking this coin, sort of giving myself a general idea of where I want the buttons to be. And I actually am doing this to where he is going to be looking in an upward direction. And in that upward direction, you're only going to see half of his face. Once I get that figured out and get my stuff all stenciled on there with a pencil, then I'm taking my masking tape and I'm going to start to cover up the hat, and I just trim it down to fit inside the pieces of the hat, just so that I don't completely cover it with the paint. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the nose. I will not do it with the body though. I just do it with the nose and the hat, just to give myself, I guess just a little bit of room for air, and that way it's a little quicker to paint. Now I'm taking the Apple Barrel Mountain Blue paint. I actually got this for 50 cents at Walmart clearance. I do a couple coats of it, and this is going to just be our background color. Now this piece of wood was actually a piece that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. It was a Curb Alert piece for free. It is actually the center leaf of a table, or used to be anyways, and I just sanded it down real good, and I did not sand down the sides or the back because we're not going to see any of that. Now here I'm just taking the acrylic Rich Art deep green paint from Dollar Tree, and I'm giving just one good coat of that green to put some grass down there. I don't mind if the brown is peeking through, because grass is not fully green in the winter or at Christmas time. And then I go in with my Dutch Boy clean and clear white primer paint. That was just leftover paint from painting our bedroom. I have it in a little container, and it is in the color Eggshell. Now I'm doing the body of the snowman. I do go over this with a pretty thick coat, and then I just go in and touch up spots later on that maybe look a little thinner. But really, this is a good paint, and I really didn't have to go in with really too much of a second coat. And I didn't quite mind the brush strokes and stuff, because when you roll up a snowman, he's not perfect anyways, and he gets dirt in him and grass and so on and so forth, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I kind of like it that way. Now here I'm just taking my Craft Smart black paint, and I'm going in and painting the hat on the snowman. Now I'm not going to paint that center stripe because I am going to be covering that up. And I do, I think, 2 or 3 coats of this black because I wanted it to be really bold and wanted it to really pop and be able to be seen against that dark blue that we used for the background. Then I'm going to go in with my Bella Big Orange paint, and I'm going to paint the nose of the snowman. I'm pretty sure I just do 1 coat of this. It covered fairly well. I did do a little bit of a thicker coat, but I just let it dry, and then I'm going back in with my white Dutch Boy paint, and I am just covering up where the rest of that tape was laying. I do probably about, I would say 2 to 3 coats because I was having issues with it not wanting to cover up where that tape was. There was a little bit of a dip where the paint was, so I wanted to make sure that that was really good and covered. And even with the rest of the paint. Now here I'm just taking my Dollar Tree furniture repair marker in the color black. I'm doing the eyes, the mouth, and the buttons. I'm just freehanding these, getting them to where I think that they look good. I don't really mind if they're not perfect because you're not going to find rocks or whatever you would naturally use on the snowman for his face and buttons, and it's just not going to be perfect. But I did try to get it as perfect as possible. That way he looked really cute, in my opinion, and cohesive. Now I'm just taking this little tool I got from Dollar Tree. I'm not sure what it's called. I put the little white dots and shiny marks in the eyes, the mouth, and the buttons on his front. And then I go in with my furniture repair marker in the color oak, and I just made some little lines to give that natural look to the carrot, like a little bit of dirt and the wrinkles and stuff in a carrot when you would pull it out. I did try to change the eye a little bit. I ended up removing that and then just going back in with the white paint to fix it back to the way it was because I did not like it. Now here I'm just gluing down the ends of my red glittery ribbon. This either come from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I glue down the end to give it a nice seam, and then I also did cover this in Mod Podge just so that it would seal some of the glitter down and I wouldn't have to worry about it all flaking off. Then I glue down the other end, use my fingertip protector to mash it down and make sure that the seam is good with the edge of the board. Now I'm taking these Dollar Tree wall decor pieces. They're just the little stick-on like stickers. And I'm going to cut out all 5 of those. And once I get those cut out, I will peel them. Now, I did have to weed out the center pieces of them because when I was peeling them, those were trying to peel up along with just the snowflake. And I get it to where right here I'm just taking and laying them on the board, seeing where I think that they look good, and getting them, getting an idea of where I'm going to arrange them and place them. And I do the majority of these up towards the top and in front of the face. Now here is where I'm weeding out them pieces. and just gonna peel it off and stick it down. And I do that to all 5 of them, and they are a little bit transparent, so you will see a little bit of that blue come through. I didn't mind it. That's why I use these. You could use the white wood snowflakes. You could use the plastic snowflakes. Just whatever suits you and whatever you think would look good. I am going to be drilling out the center of these though, so keep that in mind with whatever you decide to use. You could also hand paint the snowflakes on there. You could use a Cricut machine and cut out snowflakes. I mean, really, there's tons of different ways that you could do this. Now, I do seal these in Mod Podge just because they are a sticker, and I do not want these coming up later on. And I go ahead and seal them so that they do not peel up. And I also just seal over the whole entire board itself. All the paint and everything gets a good coat. That way I ain't got to worry about it chipping or getting ruined because it got splashed with water or whatever. That is the waterproof Mod Podge. It does take a couple days before it actually cures enough to where it is waterproof, but I like it and I really enjoy using it, so that's the one that I use for just about all my projects. Now here are the plastic snowflakes from Dollar Tree. There's 5 of them. I'm just giving them a good coat of that white paint that I used earlier in the color Eggshell by Dutch Boy. I'm going to coat the front, the back, and then I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to sort of trace over the lines of those snowflakes, and I'm going to cover it in Dollar Tree iridescent snow, faux snow. And I just get all of these completely covered, get them to where I think that they look good. I really wanted the iridescent snow. I really think that it's pretty. I also thought that the light would maybe reflect a little bit more off of that iridescent faux snow. So that's why I decided to use it. Now, here I'm just laying them on my board, arranging them to where I think that they're going to look good, and I mark the center of them. There, I'm getting my drill bit out, and I'm going to drill where I put those marks at and go all the way through. And I'm going to do that for all 5 of the snowflakes that I marked out. And you can see where I drilled the very center points out of the smaller snowflakes, and this is where we are going to insert our lights. Now I'm hot gluing the bigger snowflakes down. I do use that little tool to scrape out any hot glue that I got in the center, and then I decide that I'm just going to glue on the board first and then put the snowflake down. It made it a lot easier, and it kept me from getting glue down inside the hole. Now here I have a 20 light strand of the fairy lights. I got this from a liquidation outlet store near me for $1. I know that you can get these off of Amazon. Dollar Tree has the ones that have 10 lights. You can get these just about anywhere. It just is really up to you where you decide to get them from and how long you want your lights to be. Now, I did take the bigger snowflake ones, and those holes I actually put 2 lights down in there if I could. Some of them I could not because of the wire. I was afraid of running out. But I just hot glue right over the holes after I get the lights in there. And then I also hot glue in different points throughout the wire just to keep it laid down so I didn't have any pieces sticking up to where they could get snagged or anything like that. And I also glue the base of the battery box down I made sure to have the lid facing it to where I could slide it off and on to change out the batteries, and here we are. Absolutely love this. I think it's adorable. My kids absolutely love this one. It lights up not only in the front, but it illuminates the light through the glue on the back side, so at nighttime it looks absolutely stunning. I did not get a nighttime picture, but I just think that this is a great winter project and easy for anybody to do. I hope everybody is staying warm and safe, and I hope that you have all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe. And I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas. I'll see you in the next one. Here are a few pictures of my children seeing Santa this year. Happy holidays.